Welcome back, everybody. Sorry, I haven't really been posting or updating, just been busy with work and stuff, but been working on the Z a little bit here and there. Got some stuff done on it, put the Silvermine electric steering in it. Took it for a couple of drives and drives well. I love the electric steering on it. Made a huge difference and just the ease of driving. Still having some carb issues with the triple OER carbs. One carb keeps on getting flooded, so I have to get that tuned. But also been doing a little bit of body work on it. Got rid of the side markers, and then the driver's side door from the previous owner had the molding removed, but they left the back one on here, so I got rid of that, welded everything up, and then also got rid of the rear side marker. Also got a patch panel from Skillard, welded that in, then just a little bit of body work on it. So hopefully today we're going to work on the passenger side, because the holes are still here and I want to get rid of those, just finish everything up. I like the cleaner look of it, and then we'll see where that goes today. So a little update. Overall, car does run. Like I said, still having issues with this carb, keeps on flooding, but the goal is to probably put fuel injection or swap it later on. Just want to get it running, driving a little bit before I go ahead and do a swap. Also got new door panels, so it looks nice, clean. I did not want to go with the original door handle that the Z has, and I found these Jeep handles on Amazon, and so I put them on. I really like it. Nice and slim, just falls down and really stays out of the way. I also added, let me turn this off, I added a push to start button with a Rfid chip and a dash cap. Not a full dash replacement. I had a couple of small cracks in it that I just didn't want to deal with, didn't want to pull the dash. The cap was cheap enough. I think it looks fine for now. Yeah. And I love the gauges. Alright, so the plan for this weekend is to fix this. We got the side marker that is here. I don't have side markers when I got the car. I don't really want to put them back like I said. I think it looks cleaner without it. But this side is the one that had the molding going all the way down. I drilled out the rivets. and we're gonna try to sand them down. And then same thing with the side marker in the back. Sand it down, throw a little weld on it, just tack it up, maybe, or we'll see how it sands down. And then if I don't need to weld it, we'll just fill it and just go from there. Hopefully we get this done this weekend. Throw some primer on it. Okay, I went by and I cleaned out the little areas. The back quarter panel was pretty good. Really no Bondo on it, just a couple of layers of the original paint and then primer when they resprayed it. And then we got some Bondo on the front of the quarter and then the door. The fender is also okay, there's not much on it, but the door has just a little bit. It's not too bad near the body line, but I think it should be okay. So we'll get the welder out, throw a couple of tacks on these small ones, and just finish it up. And then just throw some primer on it, and hopefully I can get it repainted at some point. But I really just want to get rid of this because it's been bothering me. This is what we're putting on the front. This is a Skillard side marker delete. He makes this cutout. It's laser cut. Fits pretty well. You obviously just have to trim it to fit your car to make sure it fits nicely. So I had to just adjust the bottom a little bit just based on my fender. We're going to hold it in with 2 magnets, and it fits nice and well in here. So virtually no gap. So no gap. It's pretty good. Gonna throw in a couple of tacks around it, hold it in, and then we're gonna do the same thing for the rear delete. Alright, so here's the update. Got it welded up, did a bunch of little tags as you saw, and then just grinded it down. Just gonna add some fill over that, sand it down, it should be just fine. Filled the little holes up, put tacks on them, finished it all off. Okay. It's not a show car, it's not perfect, but it's gonna be a good daily driver, and that's really the goal of this project. So now we're going to mix up some fill, put it over it, let it dry, and then sand it down. Alright, so it's dry to the touch, but we'll probably let it dry till tomorrow. And then we'll sand it and then see how it is. And then maybe add a skim coat before we throw on some primer. Now in the meantime, I cleaned up the inside a little bit. It's a little hard to see, but I mounted the GPS unit for the electric steering. This changes the feeling once you're up at speed. I drove without it. I drove without it on, but the car was a little twitchy at speed because there was no sensoring to it. So hooked it up. Then once the carb issues figured out, I don't know why it started flooding, but we'll test drive it again and then see how it feels with the sensor in. Also, changing out my little door cups, the original ones. I only had one with the car, so I was missing the passenger side, but the driver's side was all pitted and rusted. Found this much nicer set on eBay. Looks really good, and it was passenger and driver side. So I got the driver already installed, nice and clean. Finishes the door, and now I can add add the little washer to the window roller on the back, get the window roller on, and then mount this. That way we can go ahead and just finish everything up and it's all gonna look complete. So this little cup goes on the back side of it, and it just basically pushes the door back and lets this little clip sit inside with the window roller so it doesn't scratch up the actual door. Perfect, and then we'll add the little door cup. Just gonna be doing a bunch of little stuff today. The other thing I want to tackle while the passenger side is drying, I got replacement little door sill things, little sorry, blanking out on what it's called, but a little trim. So that goes right here, and I have the driver's side and passenger side. So we'll go ahead, get this installed, because they're just laying in my shed and I don't want them to get damaged. Alright, and passenger one is done also. Looks good. The holes on this side lined up much better than the driver's side, but everything is in. Looks good. And then we have the completed door. Morning, everybody. It's the following day. Everything's nice and dry now. Now I can sand it all down, make it smooth. I went ahead and I started on the front. I just did this corner. I sanded it down. I didn't put too much body filler on it because I didn't want all that body filler. But you can see where we welded everything is nice and smooth now. I'll add some etching primer to the parts that have metal coming through, and then we'll put some high build primer on top of that to cover it all up. So I'll start working on these other spots going down the way now. Slowly making progress. Got everything sanded down. Like I said, I'm gonna add some primer, let it dry, and then come back later and sand it with the finer grit, and then throw primer over the whole side. Been working on the Z. Got the Sanded everything down with 400 grit and threw on a coat of primer on it. Went through. Once it dries, I'll have to sand it again and get some of the deeper scratches out from the rough sandpaper, but looking much better. Like I said, not a show car, daily driver, but it's getting there, slowly but surely. And I think that's going to be it for this weekend. I have to go run some errands, so I'm just going to let this dry and then come back to it probably next week and see what I can get in.